Okay, we're at episode 2 on rehab of the farmhouse. This is one of the rooms upstairs. It's all nice and beautiful. And back to the old house and another room. Let me show you what else is going on. This is getting knocked out. Fill that back in. That's okay. We've got a big hole here. Perfect.
Ahí le pone la mal sentada con Antonio Aguilar.
Y pues saludos para
los Campa de parte del padrino. ¿Ok? ¿Cuál cumpleañero? Porque tengo varios, padrino.
Okay, so we've got the electric run. In the bathroom, there's our fan. Got outlet down there. In the process, all this insulation came down, so I got my stapler here and we're putting it all back up in the ceiling. But the guy just blew insulation everywhere he could. He loved insulation and apparently, excuse me, reusing packing peanuts. And you can see what he did is he put insulation and then packing peanuts and blowing stuff. And then he put more insulation on top of that. Meanwhile, the walls weren't insulated at all. So we're gonna take care of that. This is a new replacement window we put in here, so that'll be nice, done properly. So anyway, I'm just cleaning up this mess right now. The next thing we're going to do in this bathroom is the plumbing. There's no stack in this house. Out the back, let's see if we can see it. Somewhere out there, there's a little 2-inch pipe running up the side of the house from the basement, but unless everything's a wet vent, which it really isn't. I mean, this is oversized, but anyway, that's a whole nother plumbing. That's the plumbing nightmare. We gotta basically make a couple penetrations up in the roof and figure out where to run our stack. But we'll figure it out. Now it's cleaning time. Okay, now I got all this back up there. I've got one bag full of that, and I got that much more. So we're getting this room back to where we can work in it some more. Gotta have clean. Nothing like cleaning up. I guess they don't look that dirty. There's lots of dirt and dust. But the room is nice and back to clean and presentable. It's not bad. Okay, now we can get on with some plumbing. Here's this room again that's done. So we're at the new dump now. The new dump that we found is 0.2 of a mile from the house. It is a private place. It's called Sun Services. It's very reasonable, so I've signed up. I've got the old dumpy. We came in weighing about 10,000 pounds, so we'll see what we leave weighing. Okay, we're all empty. So that is way better than driving all the way back to my local dump. Instead of paying 60 bucks, I'm gonna pay about 160 bucks, but it was totally well worth not having the 3 hours of driving that's involved in going back to my house, going to the dump, dumping it, going back to my house, coming back down to this job site. So this kicks ass. So that makes me super happy about all the garbage and using Dumpy here. No hay problema. Y mi esposa dice, no, remover. Mucho trabajo. Okay, so now drywall's, whoa, that's bright. The drywall's been hung and we're starting to finish, and walls are getting sanded a little bit more. Now the main thing that happened today was the popcorn, or the texture on the textured ceiling, got removed from down here. So that's good. And then there's room over here. It's getting better. Starting to look like it's getting close to being painted. I am going to come tomorrow and trim this window out. And I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use 1x. And it's a shame because it'll kind of be a bit of a mix match. And it looks like I need to get my tape measure and see if my 3.5 inch trim will cover that. So I'm gonna go get my tape measure, and we can pad this out. We'll probably just rip some 2x4s and, you know, put them in there. All right, so that's happening there. I meant to take, well, that doesn't matter because this is gonna be removed. Let's see what else here. So there's no door there, and there's no door there, but I got a door to put in there. All right, in this plumbing situation, the problem we have is that you can't put a 3-inch pipe through a 2x8. That is not up to code. And then we see that's all saggy. So that's our tub drain. So this stuff, we can leave our tub drain going through here, but we're gonna spin our toilet this way and then come down, and we're gonna have a bulkhead right here. And then that corner there, I believe, no, actually right under here, we're gonna run that straight up through there because there's no stack, and we're gonna put our stack up through there. There's our tub, which is then gonna come right up here, and we're gonna go up on this corner, and then we're gonna go up into the attic and go through the roof there. So that's where our 3-inch stack's gonna be, at least in the old part of the house. And then we'll just, won't even box it, and I'll probably do it at a diagonal and flip that register around. The register is actually offset, but we want to flip it the other way, and then we can smoosh it a little bit so that we can get our pipe buried in there. Or you know what, I'll just run it up straight, and then I'll come out from here and whatever, we'll just square it off, why not? In fact, we'll make it square this off here, and then we'll square this side off here, and then we can build a little sort of shelving unit in there. It'll look like a kind of a cool built-in shelving unit. So that's what's gonna happen there. Okay, now let's get our tape measure so we can measure this window. Okay, so we're trimming out this window, and we're gonna go with some big trim. What I've done is I've padded out this here, so I'm gonna nail out, but I'm gonna go past, as I've done down there. So I'm in line with this drywall. Down here I just ran the bottom piece all the way out, but we're gonna have to go with our tape measure. Let me go get the tape measure. We got 3 3/4 out here, but you figure that's gonna be like 4.5. And we'll have to see if we can fit 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 will just barely make it over there. So I think I can rip these 5.5s down to 4.5. That's what we're gonna do. Here sagging, so we put a couple shims on there to make up for that sag. So this is the second time I've gone to Home Depot today. The first time I needed a blade for my table saw and a drill bit, and then after I trimmed out the inside of the window, I realized I needed wider trim that I have there. I was able to buy 1x5 trim, which gives me the 4.5 inches I need, and so I went back to get that. So what I need to do is master getting everything I need and having everything I need before I get going. This is the last house project I finished over a year ago, so still working on getting all my tools back together. I've got most of them riding around in the truck with me. Anyway, we're gonna go back and finish trimming this window out. There's the train. These trains are really long, and I anticipate being here for 5 to 10 minutes. It's just amazing how long these trains are. It's crazy. So now we're doing that, and if I would have gone down another quarter mile, I could have made a right turn and gone over the tracks, but I did not do that. So today is a day just to rush, or to rush. Today is a day not to rush. Today is a day to just go with the flow. So that's what we're doing. And I'm sorry my phone is so jittery. I'm almost at the point where I'm gonna get a new one, and hopefully that will enhance the quality of these videos from this point on. Hey, there's the end of the train. Awesome. Here we go. Okay, we're getting there. Put our top and our bottom in. It's 4.5 is going to be perfect. So we're now going to measure. I like to measure the outside corners. I do the inside corners here, but I do this. I do the outside corners. I guess that's normal, right? Okay, that window is done. And we're going to call it a day. And I like the expression, a little caulk and a little paint make a carpenter what he ain't, because we've had a couple imperfections, but this house is far from square, etc. So there we go. There's our trimmed out window. Much better. So that concludes episode 2 of Farmhouse Restoration. Forget what I'm calling it exactly. So we'll see you in the next episode.